maybe going out here in the Atlantic. Did you see Joe Burrow going viral for his analysis on boats?
Oh, what did he
It
say?
was hilarious. Like, no notes given. He was like, you know, I'm not really a boat guy. You go out after 45 minutes, I've seen it all. I'm done with the boat. And like, but you're stuck out there, and like, what do you do? Type of a thing.
So you float. Right. You get in the water and you relax.
A sailboat while I was on vacation, yeah.
Oh no.
Went in the water. It was fun.
It was fun.
Got back in, no problem.
Okay, good. Good. I'm glad that there's no injuries there, because that could be serious. You could like really hurt yourself on that.
I had my life jacket on.
Okay, good. So if you're doing any boating, whether it's how Kelly does it or Joe Burrow or the typical way where you go out for the day and enjoy it, that's one way to beat all the heat here. Look at Philadelphia already at 79, D.C. at 79, Harrisburg. By the way, there's a lot of lakes, a lot of rivers that you can hop into as well that will be on the cool side. You'll need it to escape all of the heat and humidity that we are dealing with here. Notice not only will we see record highs, and we're going to break records that was set just 11 years ago. If every 11 years we're breaking records, not a good sign. Things keep heating up and heating up. Today, warm, especially along the I-95 corridor, a little bit cooler back towards the lakes, and that cool air does get into the East Coast as we head into tomorrow. But before we get there, Portland's going to feel like 95. Boston's going to feel like 101. Look at Philly, Harrisburg, D.C., all the way down into Charleston, West Virginia. We're going to be in the danger zone, and there are the storms coming in to cool us off, literally, because they'll block the sun and give us, you know, some rain. But just the whole system coming through also takes the temperatures down a notch. They are going to make their way through New England as we head into the afternoon hours. So if you are doing any sort of boating or maybe even just a kiddie pool in the backyard to relax and cool off, we'll look for those storms off in the distance, because lightning can travel 10 miles or more. They're going to be into the megalopolis as we head around dinner time and into the evening hours. D.C. getting spotty showers for us as well. And we are going to see tough conditions here at Camden Yards, where we have the Rockies visiting the Cardinals. Now, the heat advisory is also in effect for the nation's capital. At 11 a.m. this morning is when it ticks off. Senior national correspondent Justin Michaels joins us live
on a Saturday morning.
That's true. You're in bed early on Friday.
Back from vacay, 3 a.m. alarm. All right, let's have a look at the heat advisories before the storms get here in New York. If you're walking on the sand in the Hamptons or Robert Moses Beach, make sure you got the flip-flops. That sand is going to heat up. We've got heat advisories, and in fact, excessive heat warnings in the pink, including Philadelphia. You've got St. Louis. Lots of heat advisories all the way down into Texas. And yes, we do expect it to be quite warm this time of the year. But when you factor in the humidity, and we're talking about a pretty long duration of heat and humidity, that can really take its toll on our bodies. Always check the car, too, before you lock it up if you're traveling anywhere, because this heat is going to be downright dangerous. Look at the humidity. The dew points are in the 70s. It's a very tropical feel to the atmosphere. Atlanta, Jackson, you step outside and you're already dripping. And unfortunately, the sweat is not really, evaporating, giving you that evaporative cooling because it's just too moist outside. Take a look at these heat indices. Where we're going on Broadway in Nashville, 100, on Broadway in New York. Is going to feel like 103 degrees in the middle of the afternoon. So take those frequent breaks, stay hydrated, get into a cooling center. If you're unfortunate you don't have the AC, you really need to take breaks, because at night it's still going to be very hot as well. We're only dropping it down to like the upper 70s and low 80s in many of these locations. We could be tying or breaking records, not just today and tomorrow, but all the way through Tuesday. This heat is going to stick around, and there are some potential record warm lows come Sunday morning, only dropping it down to 81 in Tampa. Good morning and happy Friday. I'll start with the good news. No delays at the airports, at least not at this early hour, but definitely watch out. Some of these hubs, like in Chicago, could be impacted by the showers, the storms. The red on the map indicates that chance for severe weather, including Kansas City, right across to Indianapolis, Columbus, and Pittsburgh. So that ride along 70 could certainly be impacted by the heavy downpours and therefore reduced visibility. We've already got some heavy rain going on across the western side of Illinois. Flash flood warnings kind of surrounding you there in Kansas City, where you saw record rain just yesterday, over 2 1/3 inches, and you can see the residual water is still there. So the Weather Service keeping up some of those flash flood warnings. Even where it's not raining in the heart of Kansas, you still have some flooded roadways out there west of Wichita. It's still possible today through tomorrow that flooding could happen, but especially in that yellow area where the ground is already saturated, we could see more flooding today in a place like Kansas City. Guys,
The
over to you.
system in the Gulf we have been following all week, and it is finally going to be moving ashore. The broad rotation associated with it is going to be moving ashore. Still only a 10% chance of development. The water is plenty warm. You only need 80 degrees. We have it much higher than that. There has been shear here on the west side, which is good. Systems don't develop well if they have shear, so it's a good thing that there's been some shear around really with it the whole time. But you can see that broad circulation and also the rain associated with this, loads of moisture. So there is that potential for some localized flooding to be coming into the coast for us. Watch it as we go throughout the day today. We're going to see heavy rain, heavy thunderstorms, which will cause very localized flooding for us. And that means that as we go into tomorrow, you're getting more rain on top of some grounds that are already saturated due to other energy that's in the atmosphere. And that means that there is that threat for flooding all the way through our Saturday morning for us. There is that possibility here, especially along that I-10 corridor. Even as we head into tomorrow, I would say as we get into the afternoon, things are going to start improving for us here. And Sunday, high pressure takes over and we will be dry. But otherwise, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 inches of rain for us here along the coast. That is an area to watch. A couple areas here in the East Pack. But the main development region, it's been quiet. We've had the shear. We've had cooler water temperatures. We've also had some of that Saharan dust choking things off. But waves are going to keep on coming off of Africa. And there's one in particular, wait for it, as we head into next week that could be problematic if you're headed towards the Caribbean. Oh, there's the spin coming. And we're going to watch this one make its way towards the Caribbean as we head into next Friday. So that's one to keep an eye on for us here as we head into next week. Of course, we still have 92% of the season remaining. We peak out as we head around September 10th. That's when we typically see some of that most activity. And this is the time of year where we do start looking farther out into the Atlantic for development of systems, and it really ramps up in August.